What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TCG Madness, and it's time for another updated altered TCG deck list. Today we're taking a look at Nevenka and Blotch. This is from the Lyra faction. We just completed Axiom, so now we're moving along to Lyra. Now, real quick, if you guys can just do me the big favor, please hit that like button. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget to also comment down below if you like this deck, don't like this deck, and if you don't like it, what would you change about this deck? These decks that I build, again, I'm just going to go ahead and state real quickly, are just theory decks. Unfortunately, I mean, before the market was open, before I could just go off the theories, I couldn't really get all the cards that I want. Now with the market open, I'm starting to actually fill the holes in my deck, so I can basically scan all these cards and actually bring you guys some gameplay over from Board Game Arena. Just also note too, real quick side note, that is, I'm not a very competitive player. I like to build decks that are just fun, a little bit janky, because I just like having fun when it comes to the TCG world. If you're looking for someone who's a little more competitive, comment down below. I'll be gladly to send you somewhere who does more of the competitive and gameplay footage style that you're probably looking for. These are just fun little theory decks that I like to build. Sometimes I come across some really good ones, other times not so much. And today's deck is called Roll for Stats. So if you're not really familiar with Nevenka and Blotch, you're going to be rolling a lot of dice with this deck. It's of course a Lyra hero. 2 reserve, 2 landmarks, pretty stapled. It says when you tap her, target a character you control, then roll a die. On a 6+, it gains anchored. Excellent. On a 2 through 5, gain a boost. We love it. On a 1, send it to reserve. Not so much love it. So pretty nice, a pretty like fun gambling deck. Now basically when I built this deck, I'm just like, I just want to have some fun. I want to roll as much dice as possible. And by rolling dice, I also want to at least try to win the game. So I'm trying to roll as much dice as I can and still give myself the best advantage with those dice, because that's pretty much Lyra in a nutshell, right? It's just a gambling, full-out gambling deck. It's fun as heck to play with these cards. It really is, especially with Lyra. If you ever just want to have fun, just play Lyra, man. Even if you lose, you'll just have fun losing. It's a lot of fun with this deck. So the first up, we have Osmodeus. I think is the best rolling dice character pretty much still in the game. It's a 5/5, 4 across the board. Roll a die. On a 4+, it's going to gain anchored. Excellent. And on a 1 through 3, it's going to gain 3 boosts. We don't care. All that stuff is really good right there. Of course, we prefer to gain the boost and have our hero gain anchor. That's pretty much the ultimate rolling of the dice, risking it for the biscuit type of thing right there. So 3 copies of the rare version. Next up, we have Mertangle. This is the rare version. 3 copies of this card. It's a 1/1 for 1/1/0. If you would roll a die, you may add 1 to its results. Really nice card to get paired up with your hero and basically various other cards. Because the one thing with Nevenka too, you want to basically, avoid the 1. You want to basically get 2 through 5, or basically, in this case, 2 through 6. If you gain anchored, excellent. If you gain that boost, even better. It's all good, all gravy. So Mertangle will definitely help you avoid rolling that 1. Next up, we have Haven Sarengar. This is a 2/2 for 3/0/0. When I leave the Expedition Zone, if I was fleeting, draw a card. Excellent. And then out of the reserve, gain a boost. So really nice stuff there. You pretty much get a little bit of everything with this card. Just the 1 copy of this one, because unfortunately when I was building this deck, and I may do definitely some manipulation that can definitely go on here. Maybe I might want to boost this guy up to 2. Not 100% sure. Maybe Mertangle down by 1. Haven Sarengar by 2. Hey, you know what? Just for the giggles and shits, here we go. We'll just boop, 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 and there we go. So maybe you could do something like that, right? Because I do think this card's pretty good. It gives you a little bit of everything. Gains a boost out of the Expedition, and if he was fleeting, he's going to draw you some cards. A little bit of everything. Really nice card here for sure. Next up, we have a Mapang Hoarder. It's a 2/2 for 2s across the board. If you have 2 or more cards in the reserve, gain a 2 boost and fleeting. So 2 things about this card. If you play out of your hand and you already have the cards in your reserve, you'll be able to gain it because it does have that ability right there. Doesn't matter if you're playing out of your hand or your reserve. So really nice there, but just know that if you do play this card, do have 2 cards in your reserve, he will gain those 2 boosts, but he will also gain that fleeting, so you may lose that card a little earlier than you would like to. Just know that with that card. Pretty nice though, 2 copies of that one. Next up, for rolling more dice, which is always so fun, we have the Ouroboros Trickster, 2/1, 3 copies of this card. Roll a die. On a 4+, I gain 2 boosts. On 1 through 3, gain a boost. So again, another card to get paired up really well with the Mertangle. Next up, we have Hather, 2/3 for 3/3/0. Has a quick action, return another card from your reserve to your hand. The only reason why this card is in here is just to help you boost those stats, because the stats were pretty weak, so I needed a card that kind of like helped me boost that. Just to get up, you really want your stats to just be above that 50 range, right? If all those are above 50, pretty much good. Now, very fortunate for me, I actually have a unique Haven Sarengar and that actually will work really well with this deck. So this is my unique that I was actually able to put in this deck, so it's pretty cool. It's a 3/4 for a 0/4/4. If you play at your reserve, roll a die on a 4+, gain 2 boosts, otherwise just 1. And again, pretty much when I leave the expedition zone, if I was fleeting, you may discard target permanent. So I like this as well. So you get, instead of drawing, you get a discard target permanent. Permanent's pretty prevalent right now in Altered. Definitely getting a little more love. So having that extra removal on a card, on a character no less, pretty good. And we get to just do what we love to do. Roll some dice. Now, next up, we have Nyla the Gifted Conjurer, 3/3 for a 3/3/0. When you play this, either out of your hand or your reserve, exchange target card from your reserve with a card from your hand. So a little bit of reserve manipulation that you can swap cards with. Pretty good there. Next up, we have Nice, 3/2 for a 3/0/3. When you play this out of your hand, again, this is the rare version, you get to just roll some more dice. So I just love rolling dice. Roll a die on a 4+, resupply on a 1/3 exhausted resupply. Put the top card of your deck in reserve, then exhaust it. Next up, we have Ouroboros Inkcaster, 3 copies, 3/3, 3/3/2. When I go to the reserve from the expedition zone, you may return another card from your reserve to your hand. So again, more of that manipulation. You can see too, we have some cards that will put cards in the reserve for you. So you can basically manipulate what's going where. And also to make sure, like if cards like this card, you don't want to lose it, put that thing right back into your hand, because that's a pretty good card to have. And last but not least, for just no other reason other than just rolling more dice, we have the Ouroboros Croupier, 4/4 for a 0/5/5. Play this card out of your hand, roll a die on a 4+ draw. Otherwise, on 1/3, we're going to resupply. It also too has a quick action. Next card you play this turn cost 1 less. So those are the characters. Pretty heavy on the characters. Now we're going to go take a look at the spells. First up, we have Acapella Training, 1/1. Target character gains Fleeting. So a good way to just get rid of some stuff. Or give yourself Fleeting, like a Haven Sarangard, and actually have him boost something, whatever. Always good cards to have. Twinkle Twinkle, 2/2. Target character gains a sleep, 2 copies of that. 3 copies of Cloth Cocoon for removal. Choose one, discard target fleeting, anchored, or asleep character. So very good with the Twinkle Twinkle that you could pair up with. And also to maybe with second action, discard target permanent. And last but not least, for no other reason other than just rolling more dice, all in. 2 copies. Roll a die, target character gains X boost, where X is the results. So those right there are the spells. Now we have just a couple of quick permanents that I want to talk about. And again, this one probably doesn't need to be in the deck, but I put it in here anyways. I did think it had some good synergy. It's Icebound Tundra, 3/3. When you play a character, if in its terrain where it has a base statistic is 0, gain a trial counter. Of course, you guys know about the third one, sacrifice, create dragons, illusion tokens, and then return a card from your reserve to your hand. So more of that reserve manipulation. So again, if that's the beauty of this deck, there is something you don't want to lose. So if you have some really good uniques, definitely want to put it in this deck for sure. Because again, you always want those uniques right back into your hand, so you can just constantly recycle and play those. What else too? Oh yeah, with the base stats of zeros, if you guys noticed too, a lot of zeros in this one. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I think there's like 8 cards in here that have zeros, so definitely going to be able to get that thing to go off. And the last but not least is the Ouroboros Lyre Bastion. If you would roll 1 or more dice, instead roll that many dice +1 and ignore the roll of your choice. So just an extra, roll of the dice, basically giving you the stuff that you want. It works really good with Asmodeus. Is definitely a late game play. And of course you have your hero, all that kind of stuff that you pretty much get to roll an extra die and you get to choose which one you want. So pretty good there. For these stats, told you about the 50s, right? 54, 58, and 50 across the board. We are right there at that base level 50, which is pretty damn good. Heavies on the 2s and 3s, and same thing with the reserve cost, 2s and 3s. You guys can see 8 spells, 5 permanents, 26 characters. Not bad at all for this deck. I think this deck is definitely a deck that's a lot of fun to play with for sure. And I think anybody's wondering too, as far as like not legal and legal, just not the cards owned and global validity, everything else legal standards for Altered TCG. And that's going to do it for the first Lyra hero. Let me know what you guys think about this deck down below in the comment section. Hit that like button if you made it this far. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you guys next time.